I know some people get mad at me for this, but I gotta tell you, it's really nice to just be the guy that everything just sort of falls into place for. It's not that I have great luck, but I certainly don't have bad luck. Everything just sort of falls into place. And I gotta tell you, it's a wonderful way to live your life. I only hope you guys can all be the guy at some point in your life. Monday, I got free tickets to go see Carcass in Gorguts. Great death metal show. And then tonight, I got free tickets to go see Iced Earth in Sabaton. Great power metal show. So obviously that's why I have my war vest on tonight, because I'm gonna go down to the metal show after work tonight. It's gonna be great. I'm gonna swing my hair in circles. I'm gonna gallop. Storm Rider, Storm Rider. Night of the Storm Rider. Power metal's so fun. But before we go thrash about and gallop into battle, listen. A lot of stuff we gotta take care of first. Specifically, I gotta talk about all the reviews we have coming up over at ClassicGameRoom.com because we have some good ones. If you go over to the website right now, TJ's got a 3DS review. TJ, let me tell you something. He is really the guy for 3DS stuff. He really knows what he's talking about. He's got a review of a game called YUMI'S ODD ODYSSEY for the 3DS, and he's really, man, TJ's all over the 3DS. Between him and me with the Wii U, we're like your Nintendo team. No one does it better than we do. My mom told me that, so she might be a little biased. Don't be weird. I've also got a review of a game for a Nintendo handheld, only it's not the 3DS. It's actually the Game Boy Advance, and don't get excited because it's not a good game. It's a game called Shrek, Hassle at the Castle. Oh, it's so bad. So bad. You are a sinner! And tomorrow, I've got a review of a game that I guess it sucks. And it probably just sucks. I'm confident in saying that. But I had a lot of fun with it. And I think I don't know. It's sort of an interesting game to go back and play. And it really made me think about what Emma Watson was wearing at the time I was playing it, but also it makes me think of the criteria we judge video games on. It's like, who cares? It's like, this game doesn't even have graphics or sound or anything, and the gameplay is just you pick things. But I had fun with it. I played it for hours that day. I couldn't stop. I was just, I don't know. It was the basic interaction of it that I just had fun with. It's called Who Wants to Be a Millionaire 3rd edition for the original PlayStation. I know, look, I know. I know where you're coming from. Yes, the game sucks. I had fun with it. Sometimes in life, you have fun with things that suck. Sometimes things that suck are the most fun things in life. Nonetheless, you guys like my battle vest? Look at this, I got patches on it. Check this out, it's not too patched up. Like the back, I don't have my back patch yet. I need a really good back patch. I'm thinking a Rust in Peace back patch would be ideal for it. Nonetheless, it's time for me to answer your questions. It's not time for you to answer mine. I'm not here to ask you where to get a good back patch. I'm here to answer you when you ask me. Although I don't think any of you asked me about back patches. Let's go to the forums. Oh, so here's a good question from our friend Pappleyard. He wants to know what my earliest video game memory is. The first time I ever played a video game was the Nintendo Entertainment System. I think how old was I? I had to have been 5 years old, 4 or 5 years old, and we got a Nintendo Entertainment System for Christmas. And it was something my mom and I just played. She was sort of an arcade fiend at the time, like a lot of young adults sort of in the 80s, she was always in the arcade, she loved it. And then I was born, and now you can't go to the arcades anymore. Sorry, Mom, you gotta be a parent, That sucks, no one wants to do that. So for Christmas, 2 birds with 1 stone. We get a Nintendo Entertainment System that I can play as a young child, and also that, now she can have the arcade at home. So it was great, and we played it together, and I think that's one of the things that's missing from video games today is that back then they were really bonding experiences. Cause my grandma played them. We had Dr. Mario tournaments on holidays. It was crazy. But anyway, my earliest memory is that Christmas and sort of the years after that of playing Super Mario Brothers with my mom. And I remember my grandma was the first one of us to beat the original Super Mario Brothers, and she actually called me and said, "Derek, I beat Super Mario Brothers. You're never gonna believe, you know, the last level, it's so crazy. And so those are my earliest memories. Also renting Megaman games. Every weekend when I was little, like in kindergarten and stuff, if I was good that week, my mom would go down to the video game rental store and she would rent me Mega Man 2 or Mega Man 3. So those are my earliest video game memories, and man, I miss those days. Those days were fun. Although I didn't have a sweet battle vest back then, so it comes with the good and the bad. Well, I figured we'd get questions like this. Our friend Zero with an X though, Xero? I don't know. He wants to know what I think about WrestleMania, specifically Brock Lesnar beating The Undertaker and ending the streak. The Undertaker was 21-0 at WrestleMania, for those of you who aren't aware. That's 21-0, that's 21 years undefeated. And he lost on Sunday for the first time in more than 2 decades to Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 30. I can tell you I was stunned. For all the major WWE pay-per-views, especially WrestleMania, I have a big party at my apartment. So I'm watching this with my friends, and you know, we're all sort of watching the match, and then out of nowhere, Lesnar gets the pin, or it seemed like out of nowhere. And we actually we had DVR, so we rewinded it and watched it again to make sure that it wasn't a mistake. Like, we were blown away by it. So I'll tell you, it was a cool moment, and the reactions of the crowd, I think, prove it. It was a really cool moment that I think will live in wrestling history for a long time. Maybe wrestling infamy, because I know a lot of people aren't happy about it, but, you know, here's my thought on it. I'm on the negative side, I wish it had a better build. You know, Lesnar and Taker didn't really have a very good build or a very good story before WrestleMania. But I think the streak ending could have been the biggest, best story that the WWE had done in years, if they had done it right. I always thought when the streak ends, they're going to do something really special. But this just felt out of nowhere. So that aspect of it really disappoints me. I wish they'd done a much better build. But you know, looking at it the other way, maybe it's not the end of the story. Maybe it's the beginning of the story. Maybe from here something really cool happens with Lesnar and specifically Heyman. If this is more about Paul Heyman beating the streak than Brock Lesnar beating the streak, this could be really interesting. So I'm open-minded about it. I really want to see where they take it from here. And you know, like they were chanting at WrestleMania, thank you Taker. You know, 21-1. It was a fun ride, and you know, dude, Taker didn't look good at Mania. It's time for him to go. And you know, I know there are a lot of rumors about next year's WrestleMania, maybe him and Sting. I don't know. I don't know if I want Taker to come back. I think I would be happy with Taker riding off into the sunset, like a dead man. I mean, living people ride off into the sunset too. You don't have to be dead. Boy, there are actually a lot of really good questions for me over on the forum right now. Good job, guys. Unfortunately, I don't have time for any more today, but we'll talk more on Friday, and I'll let you know what's coming up this weekend. We got some big reviews coming up this weekend. Look at this. I got bored, so here's a picture of Derek. He took a screenshot from last week's update. Look at this. I said deal with it like 100 times, and then he did this. This is just... this is the kind of thing that I want to see more of. This is fantastic. And look at the turtles. Look at it's Teenage Mutant Ninja Hermione's, which would be my favorite thing ever. Oh, I wish there were many of them. Deal with it.